Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Vernig and Mr. Meyer, you both talked about one way to try to get costs down and the lead time down is about standardization of fire apparatus. There's been some criticisms of that, so I wanted to just ask you if you could respond to claims that the standardization efforts have failed to control rising costs and improve delivery times. Mr. Vernig.
Thank you, Senator, for that question. So we have 15 models of the standard trucks because there's different types of fire trucks used. Those models are, as I said earlier in my opening statement, we have slots available for those to be custom ordered and delivered still in 2026 at a much lower price point. So I believe that for the departments that Senator Hawley was referencing that are having these problems and can do with something less than custom, I think we have the answer for that, and I think that answer makes sense to a lot of firefighters. One of the benefits or one of the reasons we invested in South Dakota, the $20 million investment we just announced, was that's where we build those vehicles, and we believe that that's going to help solve some of this problem that we're seeing with these truck backlogs that are too long. And so we're betting on that. We think that's the future. But fire departments, you know, they want what they want. They need the trucks that they believe specification-wise are going to keep their community safe. And so, you know, being in a competitive market, which we are in, we have to be able to build the trucks that the fire departments ask us to build, not the trucks that we want to build.
Mr. Meyer, do you want to respond?
Would you mind repeating the question, Senator?
Well, I was just saying that I was raising the concerns that the standardization efforts have failed to control costs and improve delivery times. Wanted to hear your reaction to that.
Yes, sir. We're focused on delivering to our customers, and we do that by listening to our customers. They demand customization in many different areas of the ways that they serve. To give you an idea, each of these trucks meets a specific mission profile. The community that I live in is rather rural. It doesn't have fire hydrants, so they require to have tanker trucks that carry thousands of gallons of water to my community and to my home if heaven forbid, they had to respond there. Other ones with high-rise buildings would require aerials and things of that nature. I will say we're hearing a lot from our customers and working with them closely on different options that improve lead times to minimize some of that.
Do you have standard models that are for, I mean, the chief was mentioning, you know, different ways and we do that. Do you have standard models for more rural communities, standard models for more of the urban?
Senator, I'm really pleased to say that we have a very similar methodology to our approach of building based on customization and quoting lead time based on customization that Chief Rubin had shared. So there's opportunities where somebody wants a fully custom truck, and that will indeed go down a separate lane. We call it lane 3, which has a longer lead time to the customer, where if they go through what we call our BMP program, which limits change and limits the variety of option content, they're able to get a substantially faster lead time. We share that information with our customer at the beginning of the order process, and we're transparent with them throughout so that if there's changes that they want to make to that apparatus, that they know what the impact of that lead time is throughout that. Or if there's elements that happen, as I shared, that the lead time's too long, and if there's something that happens that would impact their lead time even from our supply base, we're communicating that with our customers throughout the process.
Mr. Kelly, if you don't mind, I'd like to bring you in on this and just get a sense from your perspective and from your members whether or not they believe that the standardization effort is lowering costs and lowering delivery times and providing the type of apparatus that they need.
Senator, we're open to any conversation about what might solve this problem, but there are unique situations in certain municipalities and jurisdictions where customization is warranted, and we have to be open to that.
I wanted to just, Mr. Musharbash, I wanted to just turn to you. You raised concerns about not just the backlogs, but that they've been used in another way for these companies to increase their profits, and that's through the incorporation of floating price clauses into their contracts. Would you mind going into a little greater detail on this and help us understand what you're seeing there and what practice that is?
Yes, Senator. Thank you for the question. I've seen reports from fire departments, and they're mentioned in my written testimony, about floating clauses where the Rev Group or Pierce or other manufacturers, because of the backlogs, would basically impose clauses that allow them to raise the price of a fire truck after it's been ordered. At some point, in some cases, it seems to be that the fire truck is ordered. It doesn't go into production for a long period of time, and then when it does go into production, the manufacturer will come back and raise the price or tell the fire department if they want this fire truck produced in time, they need to pay up. That seems to be occurring regularly. I know the companies have denied it, but fire departments have been complaining about it, and I'd be interested in learning why there's a discrepancy.
Mr. Meyer, do you deny that this practice takes place from your company?
I deny we do not participate in floating price clauses.
Mr. Vernig?
We guarantee the price of every contract, so we absolutely do not do that.
Yeah, I heard you say that earlier, and I just want to point out, even if you're guaranteeing that price and saying it's a fixed cost, I also read in your testimony here that you're saying, it's in your last page, but as a result of this commitment, we need to price not only for actual historical inflation, but also for expected inflation and other challenges between the sale and ultimate delivery. So I do just want to point out here that what you're doing is you're building into the cost that you're getting these fire companies to pay what you're expecting due to the backlog of your company's own production problems. You're making them pay for the additional costs that are taken up by the extra time that your company needs. So I get what you're saying, but I just wanted to point that out to you, that their costs are going up because you're slow in production. And I don't think that that's fair, that they have to cover the gap because you haven't invested in the necessary level to be able to meet this demand right now. And that's something I want to point out. And the other thing I want to just follow up on is, you talked about making sure that localities are known about what stock trucks you have and the standardization. I'm hearing some dispute about that, and that's something I'd like to make sure we're following up on, to make sure that you are, in fact, letting these towns and letting these fire departments know what kind of equipment is available to them, not just on the customization, but on the others, and what that means in terms of price and what that means in terms of lead times. With that, I'll yield back.
Senator Warren.
Thank you, Chairman Hawley. And I want to say a very special thank you to both of you, both for having this hearing